I'm John Marshall, and we're Suncoast NPI ITV, and we're coming at you now. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm John Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI, and we're coming to you live with Suncoast NPI TV. I couldn't be more excited. We've gotten so much feedback on this. It's incredible. Look at the set. It's incredible. And what we're doing for our members is a value add, which is insane. People are coming up to me every day and like, wow, how can I get on? And we're just excited to bring it to you, the community as well. So some of you guys that probably, maybe you never heard of Suncoast NPI. We've been around. It's locally owned. It's me. And we're a world-class, seat-specific, 29 years young. We'll be 29 years old this coming May. And we're a referral networking organization with a community look and feel. And so we're all about, I'm the owner, I'm the leader of this, but I'm really just a conduit. Actually, I just finished a Bible study in our house on Wednesday night, and it was even said, this is how we closed our study. It's like, you know, every day, you know, is a renewing and sustaining of your mind as a daily practice. But then when you get into it, whose kingdom are you building? Are you building your kingdom, or are you building his kingdom? And that's who I am at the core. And we really just, our members, we don't accept anybody. We accept people at seat specific. So people that are actually rock stars in their categories, that have a servant's heart, that are committed to the commitment to make these chapters thrive. And we just launched our 7th chapter up here at Trinity. It's a Trinity lunch chapter. It's one of the things a lot of other folks don't, a lot of other organizations do not do, specifically as you talk about seat specific. But again, we're being led by the Spirit, and we're growing this thing and making this the elite referral organization in the Tampa Bay area. So TV, why are we doing TV? This is so exciting. Mr. Gaston is the owner of WeBeam TV. He's brought this platform. He's a member of Suncoast NPI, and he's been working on me for a good 3+ years to bring this and our organization to it, and we just weren't really ready at that time. And you know, and my background before this is 20+ years in tech in San Francisco and New York, so I was been chomping at the bit to do it. But there were just things we needed to get going, and finally, John and I sat down at the table in Q4 2018 and said, you know what, the time's now. Let's do this and let's bring it. And we're the only seat-specific referral organization that is coming to you live on TV. And why is that so important? Why is that so key? If you look at, you know, video content, and video content specifically is king. And we're doing an hour show. If your content is good, people are going to stay with you. And you can, and what we're doing on this show is actually bringing on all our members. Our members have the opportunity to come in, and then they do a 12-minute segment. And that segment is broadcasted to you as the viewer. And there's over 1 million of you guys that are out there, and 68% are in the Tampa Bay area. So any decision that I make to bring to it is like, what value does it bring to my member base? And the value it's bringing to my member base is off the charts huge. Like, I'll give you Facebook, for example. Facebook post, actually the industry leaders with Facebook, they're saying the Facebook stories are going to outdo the Facebook post no later than February of next year. And so if you are not communicating via video to your customers and to your prospects, then you are going to get, as John liked to say, you're going to die. But I don't know if you're going to die, but you're definitely going to get lost behind. And so this is one of the things, we're first mover advantage in the space, and kind of, again, with my tech background, wanted to bring this to our members. I'll just share a couple stories, and I think this is really, really cool, just to kind of bring it down and make it personal. Even just this past week, I had 2 guests that came in to 2 different chapters of mine. I happened to be there for both of those chapters. One, his background, he's a printer, and he's not familiar with referral marketing or seat-specific networking. So he was coming in new and raw. Now, on the flip side, the other gentleman came in with years of experience in referral marketing and being part of an organization that's a little bit more, for lack of better words, militant, a little bit more heavy structured. And so they both came in with two different views and looking at our chapter. And don't forget, hashtag free meal. If you're seeing this for the first time, you're liking what you hear, and we're all about making you money. If you're liking that, sound, and you're really good at what you do, and you have a servant's heart, then we encourage you to come check out one of our chapters firsthand and get the experience for yourself. Hashtag free meal. You say that to the president of the chapter, and that will get you a hot breakfast, hot lunch, and get a chance to meet your new sales team. But let's bring it back to that story. Both these people came in, again, one non-experienced, one very experienced, and they came to me after the meeting. They said, look, I love the way you guys are tracking referrals, passing referrals, and keeping it accountable for everybody. I love how you're passing closed business and you're tracking closed business. You guys are legit and you guys are serious about what you do. But really, behind the scenes, what I really love about it, I came in here, I felt warm, I felt welcomed, I felt the community feel, I felt the presence of people that were truly rock stars at what they do, and they welcomed me with open arms. And that's where we're looking for, the people that have that servant's heart. And you're going to actually see a couple of these today. I have Cyrus coming up next, and with Malhotra Law Firm, and I have Jennifer.Dittman after that with Brightway Insurance, and then Matt Friesz is going to close us out today with Properly Home Inspection. And they are epitome of exactly who we're looking for. And so, but they came up and they said, I love this, but you know what I really, really love? You're bringing video, you're bringing content to your members, and at a price point that's unheard of. And that's a game changer. So these people are moving forward just so they can get on this show. And I don't blame you. If I was in your shoes, I'd be doing the same thing, because where else can you go and hop into a chapter with like-minded professionals, with forward-thinking leadership that actually is going to basically grow your business? We have a money-back guarantee on top of that. If you don't get an ROI on this thing, you get your money back, which is crazy. I've never had to do it. I don't expect to ever do it, but that's the number one reason why people get involved in this. But then beyond that, they become a source of expertise to hand out to their peers and their customers. They get involved with the community. We did over 8,000 hours of community service last year. I mean, that's a news story right there. We could do a whole segment on that. And shout out for Habitat for Humanity. I know they got a big announcement coming up today at noon. So stay tuned to what they have to say with Cobius and Miss Amanda Shipman over there. I can't wait to hear how that's going to transpire and how we can play a part of that moving forward. But another thing, one of the things that we like to do is, iron sharpens iron. So we really pour into educating our members as well. And we do an education, and that's a value add to our members. It's a value add to their membership. Because we're the proponent, I'm the proponent, that if we have stackable education, right, we need to learn a little bit more every day. So one of the things we do every week is that we provide a Monday morning sip of coffee. And this is just a piece that focuses on sales best practices, business networking best practices, business operations best practices, and marketing best practices. So I tell you what, I have one that's queued up. Let's take a look at that so you can get an idea for the professionalism of what we bring.
Let's discuss some ways of how to cut costs without cutting staff. Number one, we should spend smarter. We want to make sure we're looking through our profit and loss statements to cut anything that might not actually be necessary. Non-performing marketing spends, travel that is unnecessary, or even some legal expenses, you can actually save a good bit of money. One of the largest expenses, office leases, can actually be used to downsize to more popular co-working spaces. Number two, do more with less. Rather than cutting staff, we want to use existing staff with extra responsibilities. You could replace an outside cleaning service with some increased staff hours. You could delegate roles to individuals already within your company, saving up time for other, more valuable staff in order to increase sales or be more productive. This increased efficiency saves costs. Number three, we want to find the waste. It's important to look through and find the different items that you might be paying for that you might actually be wasting. These various tools, applications, software elements, any subscription services might not be being used properly, or they might be redundant with other things that you might have now. Finding the waste and eliminating it saves money. Number 4, you can raise some prices. It's important to take a look at the way that increased labor costs and costs of goods are actually affecting the way you're developing your business. One element that you control more than anything else is the pricing of your products and services. So take a little bit of time to figure out how you can maximize pricing as the appropriate revenue generation tool. Ultimately, this will reduce costs because you're making more money for the amount of time that you're spending with your products and services. This has been How to Cut Costs Without Cutting Staff. Thanks for watching this Monday morning sip of coffee.
Awesome. So thanks for showing that clip. And that gives you an idea of the professionalism that we bring to the table. And, you know, I've been told I'm an energizing entrepreneur who enables greatness and profitability in others. And so, you know, this, as the owner of Suncoast NPI, this is one of a handful that I either fully own or heavily invested in. And to give you an idea, that content is delivered from another organization that I own with my business partner, Rob Sloan, and that's Edunova. So that's all about building content out. And again, we deliver it back to our Suncoast NPI members as a value add. Shameless plug for Edunova. If there's other organizations out there that like that, we have the opportunity to provide that to you at a cost that makes sense, and a way to get, you know, professional messages out to your sales team, your organizations, or maybe even to your prospects and peers to keep you front of mind. So feel free to reach out to me on that if this, for whatever reason, Suncoast NPI isn't working for you. We're going to wrap up here in a minute, but again, one thing I just kind of want to kind of close with is hashtag free meal. We have 7 chapters that currently meet on Tuesday mornings. You can find this all at suncoastnpi.com, and that site is continuing to get better and better as we move on. And we're up and running on LinkedIn now, so you can find us at Suncoast NPI there, and with Facebook at the Suncoast NPI site. You can find all the information. You can see who the members are in these chapters, and so I encourage you, hashtag free meal, come check us out. It probably will be the best business decision you'll make in 2019. 15 seconds we have here as we get ready for Cyrus. We're Suncoast NPI. I'm John Marshall. I'm the owner. We're looking for rock stores. And bottom line, when we pull together, we all win.
NPI.
NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and to grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Pellini with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room. And what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
For every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is John Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, welcome back. I'm John Marshall, and we're Suncoast NPI TV coming to you live. And as we said in the opening segment, our members are true rock stars. We're seat specific. So as the owner, I am much more interested in the member than the membership check. And so we are actually always looking for people that are rock stars in the categories, that have servant's heart, and that are committed to the commitment to make our chapters thrive. And the gentleman I have sitting right across from me, Mr. Cyrus Malhotra, he brings it all. He brings all three of those to the table, and I love having you as a member. I love actually getting to know you, and you're just you're incredible at what you do, but you're an incredible person. And I'm delighted to have you on the show today,
Thanks
Cyrus.
so much, John. Likewise.
So let's just jump in. This is all about you. So what about you? Tell me a little bit more about you and your law practice, Cyrus.
Sure. Well, my name's Cyrus Malhotra, and I started the Malhotra Law Firm in 2008. We're currently headquartered in Tampa Bay, Florida, but we have offices throughout the state, and we focus primarily on personal injury, estate planning, and probate law.
Wow. Okay, I gotcha. So why should I? I'm out there. Something happens. I get in an accident. Why should I hire a personal injury attorney if I've been hurt, Cyrus?
That's a great question, John. And there's many reasons to hire a personal injury attorney, but the most important reason is to ensure fair, adequate, and timely compensation for damages sustained in a car accident. Good personal injury attorneys also have networks of medical providers that they can connect their clients with depending on their situation. Every case is unique. It's not a one-size-fits-all.
Gotcha. That's great. Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, I just came up here on 19. It's pretty busy on 19. There's a lot of accidents happen on 19.
Absolutely, unfortunately.
And every billboard I see, it's like a different injury. It's a different injury lawyer.
Yes.
What's up with that? Why should the viewers out here, Cyrus, consider you in your law firm?
Well, here are the top 5 reasons to hire the Malhotra Law Firm for your personal injury case. Number 1, I personally visit every one of my clients at their home, hospital, or other convenient location. I don't send a paralegal. I don't send an assistant. Every client meets with their attorney. Number 2, we help with car repairs. Most law firms don't. Number 3, we can connect our clients to the right medical professionals who will wait until the case is resolved to get paid. Most of the times, this results in no out-of-pocket costs to the clients for their medical treatment. Number 4, if the insurance company doesn't play fair, we're not afraid to sue them, and they know that. And the last reason is if there's no recovery from the insurance company, the client doesn't owe us a dime. If the insurance company doesn't pay our client, the client doesn't have to pay us. To learn more about our personal injury practice, please visit empoweringtheinjured.com.
That's awesome, Cyrus. That's great. That's great information. Great information for me just sitting here. So, I'm stacked. I have all kinds of coverage. I'm covered, right? And maybe I'm sure people are out there as well. So, but am I really, or if we have all this kind of full coverage insurance, are we truly covered in an accident?
That's
Cyrus?
a great question, John. And in the state of Florida, a basic full coverage insurance policy may not provide bodily injury protection because it's not currently required by the state of Florida. There are currently only 2 types of insurance coverages that can cover not just economic damages, which would be medical expenses, but non-economic damages such as pain and suffering. The first is bodily injury protection, which you hope the at-fault party has.
Gotcha.
The second type of insurance coverage is uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. It's the same thing. Wow. And this is what's found on your policy. So to clarify, the only way for you to be 100% covered in the event of an accident is to ensure that you have uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage on your policy. Please, I implore you, take 15 minutes tonight when you get home, review your policy. If you don't have uninsured motorist coverage, add it. I recommend a minimum of $100,000 per incident and quite possibly more.
Wow. Yeah, so forget tonight. This is live. Go look at it now, because you never know that accident's going to happen. It could happen on the way out the door for us, you know? So, hey, I want to ask you about this probate. You talked about probate earlier. You mentioned it. What actually is it?
Probate is the court-supervised process of transferring assets from a decedent's name into a beneficiary's name. In other words, we help heirs transfer assets to them which are rightfully theirs either by Florida statute or through a last will and testament.
Okay, that's great. And so I moved here. I'm not local from Florida. I came here from California. So probably, I'm sure other people might be thinking the same thing, but that's on top of my mind. What are the different types of probate, specifically in Florida?
Sure. So in the state of Florida, there are a few options available. However, the two main types of probate would either be a formal administration or a summary administration. Now, a summary administration is a more abbreviated version of probate, but it's only available in certain circumstances. Number one, the decedent passed away more than 2 years ago, or number two, the value of all non-exempt property is less than $75,000. In addition to these statutory requirements, all information must be known up front for a summary administration. So account numbers, balances must all be known.
Wow. Okay, that's a mouthful. That's a lot of information right there. So you just made a comment here. I'm looking at my notes. You made a comment that you could do a summary administration if the value of all non-exempt property is less than $75,000.
Correct.
But what does that actually mean? What is exempt property?
It's a great question, John. In the state of Florida, when we're dealing with creditors, creditors can only go after non-exempt assets. Conversely, they can't attach their claims. When I say creditors, meaning credit card companies, medical bills, they can't attach claims to any exempt property. In the state of Florida, there are three classes of exempt property that creditors cannot touch, in addition to the homestead residence. The homestead residence would be the primary residence that the decedent owned at the time of passing, which would also be exempt. But in addition to that, we have household furnishings and belongings, up to 2 personal vehicles, and qualified tuition programs.
Wow. Okay. So let's bring it back to you. So Malhotra law firm, excuse me, different from other law firms, right? So what makes you different from other law firms that offer probate services?
The Malhotra law firm offers affordable, flat-fee probate solutions throughout Florida. We have offices throughout the state, and operators are standing by 24/7 to take your call. We routinely save our clients thousands of dollars, and I invite anyone with a probate issue to call us toll-free at 877-WE-PROBATE or visit us online at 877weprobate.com to schedule a free consultation today.
Awesome, Cyrus. So, you know, I don't know, best attorney even that's been on the show. I think you're like the top 1% for sure.
I made him say that.
No, no. So again, like Suncoast NPI, you're an NPI member, and again, honored to have you. And what we're looking for are rock stars in the category, and you are definitely that, Cyrus. Not only just in what you do for your career, but as I know a family man, and so just a delight to have you on the show. So before we go there, so you're a rock star at what you do. So, but you have a beautiful family.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful son. So maybe let's make this a little personal. You want to do that?
Sure. Of
course.
That
okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So how about telling the audience how you met your wife?
Of course, I will. And you know, before we get into that, I just wanted to say, I mean, NPI has been extremely helpful to growing my law firm. When I decided that law was really going to be my sole source of income, NPI was one of the first moves I made, and I've received a steady source of business since then. And that's not something John knew I was going to say, so I just wanted to let the viewers know that. But
I appreciate that.
You know, it's a story that a lot of people know where the only reason I came to Tampa, I grew up in South Florida.
Okay.
And my whole intention was to live in Boca Raton until I was old and retired. And the only reason I came to Tampa was to take the bar exam. If you want to be an attorney in the state of Florida, you have to come to Tampa Convention Center twice a year. And that's where they have the bar exam. So I got there a few days early. I just went into Publix to get a sub, and I walked right into my wife in the middle of the aisle, and I asked her out. And so as soon as I finished the exam, we went out for our first date. And then 6 months later, we were engaged. 6 months later, we got married. And but she said, "Listen, I have a very tight-knit Italian family, so if you want to marry me, you got the whole package."
Yeah,
so
I hear you.
I left everyone and everything I knew, and I moved up to Tampa for a girl, and it worked out.
Wow.
Yeah, so now we have one son. He's 6 years old, and they're just a blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see you guys out on social media and out on vacation all the time, and you guys always have a smile on your face. So we have like a minute or so. You want to share maybe, is there's some quotes or something, or maybe a mentor that stands out for you to kind of...
You know, the biggest thing I can say is that for anyone out there who's thinking about taking a step, opening up a business, or whatever it may be, just remember that a year from now, you'll wish you started today. So if you're thinking about doing that, if you're thinking about taking the plunge, do it.
Yeah, I love that. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Today's the present. That's the reason it's a gift, right?
Yes.
Don Yerkes is going to like that if he hears this, right? How about at the last question here? What about a goal that you have? A goal that you have in front of you?
Sure. So my goal within 5 years is to be licensed in 10 states.
To license in 10 states.
To be licensed in 10 states.
Wow. Nicely done.
Yeah.
And the ticker meter is like exploding. They're like, we want more Cyrus. We want more Cyrus. I'm sorry, what? They said 20 more minutes? Is that what I heard? Oh my goodness gracious.
I can do some juggling. I'm out of material.
So we do have a little bit of time. So what's some motivation? I think like some of the things that motivate you and that kind of get you to move forward. Like I always think about like good, better, best. Never let it rest. Tell the good is better.
And the better's best.
The better's best.
Yes.
You've heard me say that before, haven't you? Do you have something that like kind of is your motivation?
It's really honestly, and I don't mean to sound cheesy about this, but really my clients are my motivation. I truly. It's very hard to see someone who's just been in an accident and in a lot of pain. I always wondered how that would be, and it's not an easy thing to see.
Right.
But what really gets me going is to make sure that they're getting the treatment that they need, they're getting the help that they need, and they're getting fixed and they're getting better. To have a client look at you and say, after a year and a half of not being able to feel my arm because it's been numb after this procedure, I can feel it again. I can lift, I can carry my baby again.
Yeah.
And to hear something like that, that's I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It really makes you realize the money is a very, very secondary to this whole process.
Gotcha.
So that's what gets me going.
That's awesome, Cyrus. And I got goosebumps too looking at it. And so like the last 30 seconds to close this out. So I see an accident, something happens, God forbid. What's the proper way to kind of get your word out for word of mouth?
No, that's a great question. So in any kind of an accident, you want to make sure that you're in a safe location, take as many pictures as you can, remember any statements that are said, try not to make any statements, and of course make sure that a police report is filed. As long as you do all of those things at an accident scene, you're in decent shape. You also want to make sure that you seek medical treatment within 14 days. If you don't seek treatment within 14 days, your personal injury protection may not apply.
Yeah, that's great. And what we like to say at Suncoast NPI, you're awesome. Suncoast NPI, Cyrus, when we pull together,
we all win.
Great job, Cyrus. Thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot.
NPI.
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 NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Pellini with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm a residential realtor, and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room. And what that has related to over the last year is related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is John Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Hey, we're back, and look at this. I have Jennifer.Dittman across from me. I am so stinking excited. I'm John Marshall. I'm Suncoast NPI, and this is Suncoast NPI TV. We just had a great segment with Cyrus. I appreciate you being here, Cyrus. That was great information. And again, Suncoast NPI is full of individuals, full of members that are true rock stars at what they do. You just don't come in and become a member. You get vetted before you get in there. So you're a rock star at what you do. That's you, Jennifer.Dittman.
Thank
you know
you.
that.
Yep.
And have a servant's heart. And I know this lady's heart. She has a heart that's bigger than this room, bigger than this city, and bigger than the state. And I just love that. I love a lot of things about you, but that's one of the things I really just adore about you. The servant's heart, and then commitment to make this work. But this time is all about you. I'm excited to have you on Suncoast NPI TV, and you look great. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here, John, and I thank you for all the accolades. And community service is something that is very dear to my heart, as you know that. You are too. So
absolutely.
It's a good match. So yes.
For sure. So Jennifer.Dittman, Brightway Insurance. How did you get started in insurance?
Well, actually, I had most of my career was in retail management, and in 1995, a friend of mine said, "Hey, why don't you come work in my agency?" And I thought, well, insurance really, I don't know. But I thought, I'm going to take this jump. So in 1995 is when I started my career, full force, and I went and worked for her. And a year later, my husband joined the agency, and a couple years after that, we ended up purchasing the agency.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, and we ran it successfully for many years. In about 2008, 2007, we had an offer for somebody to buy it, and we thought, okay, well, we'll do this. And that was just before the economy tanked, so you know, we fared out very well at that. So we ended up selling it and going and trying some other different things. And about 2015, I thought, you know, I really miss it. I miss the people. I miss helping people. I just miss it, and I wanted to get back into it. And so I did my research and came up with Brightway, and that's how, you know, we came Brightway. And my nephew, he had moved down here, just recently married and looking for a career. He's, you know, 20-something, millennial, and I thought, I said, I know what you need to do. And that's how we started with Brightway. You know, I did the work and decided Brightway was the way to go.
That's awesome. And and I've had the privilege of meeting your husband as well, Doug. Great man, and you guys are a great couple. So how about Brightway? So tell us a little bit more about Brightway, and maybe even like why. I mean, you've been in the business before, you ran a successful one, you sold it successfully, and so why did you actually, there's a lot of different options out there, so why did you choose Brightway?
Well, in looking at the options, what we found with Brightway is they offered us a lot. They offered us back office, where we have a 250, 300 person customer service, 800 number for our clients, and they do a lot for our renewals, and they help us. They have a lot of systems put in place, but the biggest thing is they brought a lot of companies. You know, we're still an independent agency. Each Brightway office is independent. It's a franchise. We're all independently owned, so we own our business, but we come under the Brightway umbrella, so we have a lot of the advantages of being a big company. Plus, we're independent. You have your captive agents and your independent. Captive agent is an agency that can write for one company. An independent has many. Well, that's what Brightway is. We have many. I have over 100 homeowners companies I can write with. We've got auto companies. We can write just about anything for a price, of course. But yes, we have all the options, and so that's why with Brightway, I'm not in this by myself, and because I did start it from scratch, and we opened November 2016. You know, know, the phones aren't ringing, so it's up
Right.
to us to make the phones ring. And then, yeah, so after about a year of that, because my first thing I did was join NPI, of course, in '95.
Of course, wow.
And then when
love
I came back, that was the first thing I said, I got to find an NPI. And I found one group that didn't have an insurance person in it, which is really hard to do.
It's hard.
And when I walked in, I already knew some people in there from my career before, so it was like coming home, you know, because
Family. Coming back to a family. I love it.
absolutely, you
That's
meet
awesome.
these people, you know, Teresa and DDA, we had networked with them before, you know, years ago, so it's like coming home. So, you know, at that time, our group had 9 people,
Right.
and now today, I'm proud to say we're up to 22 great rock stars,
Yeah.
and every single person in there is just great.
Yeah, no, and you're one of them.
Yeah, so it's an awesome group, and we're still growing. You know, we're still looking for great members, and we're really growing.
Look at that, shameless plug. Jennifer.Dittman, Central Vanillas,
Yes.
Suncoast NPI.
I mean,
I love it.
That's how we
Tuesday
built our
lunch.
business before. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely,
No,
absolutely.
I appreciate that, and I said shameless plug for me. So thank you for that.
Well,
that was very
I'm
kind
here
of you.
because of you, so that's good.
How about, I appreciate those kind words. How about the Brightway, the Dittman agency? Do you want to talk about that for a minute or
Yep.
two? Like, so tell us about your Brightway.
Well, my Brightway is awesome. After being in it a year, we thought, well, you know, we need to do something. So I hired 2 rock star producers.
Okay.
So there's 4 of us now in the office. Well, I've got Danny, he's now my right-hand man,
Perfect.
the office manager, and then I have Chris and Lewis, who are fantastic. And we have 4 different personalities, but the best thing I can say is everybody loves to come to work there.
That's awesome.
And everybody gets along. We have no backstabbing. We're all a team. I don't call them employees. They're a team because
That's great.
the bottom line is eventually those kids are going to be running the agency, and I'm going to be sitting on the beach.
There you're sitting on the beach.
That's right.
I did not
That's
know
right.
that.
So, you know, we're growing it so that they can run it eventually. You know, they're young, they're all in their early 20s, they're hungry,
Right.
they're great, they're smart, they're everything you would want in a team.
Gotcha.
And they enjoy coming to work. I enjoy having them come to work. So you can't ask for more. They all want to help people.
Right.
That's their main focus. Education is what we focus on. Whether we make the sale or not is beside the point, because you're going to do business with people that you know, like, and trust.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's what we afford to. We want people to do business with us. We are building our business one person at a time.
Great.
You know, we're not buying a book of business, already have clients, we are building it. And so it's important. And we can't help everybody.
Yep.
You know, sometimes we do tell people, you know, you're best where you are.
Right.
But we appreciate anybody that gives us a chance, you know, to win their business. And that's what we try to do, is win their business. And it might not be today, it might be in 2 or 3 years. Or you might, you know, let your neighbor know about us.
Yeah.
So, and we're very community service oriented. We're involved in our churches, in our community, and it's all very important. And that's my goal. I want to do most of, you know, that's what I want to do, is go out in the community. And that's why I started my Brightway.
Yeah,
So.
that's great. It's so interesting to have this conversation, because a lot of the things our companies are really kind of aligned when you make that comment, because that was kind of one of the conduits for me was, well, one of the main reasons for me was to get involved in buying NPI was having a conduit to give back to the community. So I appreciate you sharing that. And then, like, with your, it sounds like no drama. So, and it's really cool to kind of listen to that, you know, excuse me if I say the generational, right? So you have you and Doug, and then, you know, and then the millennial, and that's family, and then you kind of help to build them up and bring them on, and they're hungry, and it sounds like it's a perfect win-win for everybody,
Absolutely.
and including the customer, which is obviously key.
Absolutely. And we have Lewis, too, who we can, he's fluent in Spanish.
Okay.
And that's kind of the market he'd like to, because he loves helping people to understand their insurance, because,
Sure.
you know, if you don't speak the language,
Right.
you don't know what you're signing. And it's very important for us to know what we're selling you, or
Right.
what you're buying, or what you're protecting yourself with. It's a very important part. So we have that aspect, too.
That's great. So bilingual. So there you go. Spanish speaking to como está, you know? So then they can come talk to Lewis.
Absolutely.
That's another value add. So you made a comment about services. So why don't you tell the audience what specific services do you guys offer to the customer?
Well, the first thing we do is we always offer to look over their insurance, all of it, and give them recommendations.
Okay.
You know, If they're a Brightway client, they have availability. They have an 800 number they can call if they have questions, or they can call me or our office or whoever their agent is direct.
Okay.
We have all kinds of resources. So, and that's where MPI comes in also. If you need a plumber, if you need an electrician,
Right.
if you need a realtor, you know, that's what's great about MPI. You have all these people you trust at your fingertips.
Right.
And that's what we're all about, is being a resource for people.
Yeah, that's perfect.
You know?
Yeah, it's really perfect. So you started this in 16. You sold the other one in 07, 08.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure there's a lot of stories that kind of led up. You want to share a story or two, maybe that you don't want to repeat?
No.
As far as
It was all good. It was all good. We took our hobby and turned it into a business. Well, and we found out that's probably not the best thing to do, because you kind of like and our hobby was ceramics and glass and things like that. So we had a 2,400-foot warehouse that had all the toys you could possibly want in it.
Okay.
So, and we traveled around doing trade shows. We sold the supplies, and it was fun for a while, but
Interesting.
It kind of puts you in a little cocoon. In between that, my husband, he bought a FedEx contracting route and grew that. He ended up selling that 2 years ago.
Okay.
But so we did a lot of different things. It was a great experience, but I kind of wanted to get back to something a little bit more rounded and a little bit more, you know, just a little bit more business-like,
Yeah.
plus community, plus something to build for retirement. So.
Right. Yeah.
And I know insurance, and I always liked insurance. I know that sounds kind of weird, but it's interesting to me. There's so many facets to it, and you know, it's not just you got a red car, how much is my insurance? You
Right.
know, a lot more goes into it than that.
Yeah. Understood. So I know one of the things that's really big on your heart is service and the community service. Would you like to share just a couple of things that you're passionate about right now, where you're pouring yourself into?
Well, right now I work with Ready for Life, which is an organization that they work with kids that have come, you know, aged out of the system, out of the foster system, and they try to find mentors. So right now I'm in the process of being a mentor to one of these kids to kind of help them along to somebody there. Through our church, we have a mentoring program that I'm working with, and I'm going to get hooked up with some mentoring.
Oh, good.
I belong to a group called Harbor Exchange, and that we work with groups. We try to raise money for different groups, like Ready for Life is one of them, or Kids in Foster Care, or Maddie Williams over in Safety Harbor, you know, and things like that. And then belonging to the chambers, and I just joined PRO, and I'm going to get on the Community Service Committee. And
they're a great organization.
Yeah, so there's just a lot of other things I like to do.
I know, you're always like, because the community service is one of the things that we record and track at NPI, and you're always right there. You always get the award for the chapter. Yeah, no, thank you, and thank you for your heart. And you know, we have about like 30 seconds or so. Is there something, maybe a quote or something inspirational you'd like to share, or you know, or even like NPI, you know, is there something like that?
Well, like you always say, if we pull together, we all win.
If we pull together, we all win. That's exactly it, Miss Dittman. So, and you know, I just, you mentioned that you wanted to kind of move on with the business at a certain point and go to the beach. What kind of time frame are you looking at?
Oh, 5 or 10 years.
5 or 10 years?
Yeah. When it's good and going and smooth, that's why I'm training everybody, and they're excited, and I want my boys to make a lot of money, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, so.
And you're
have
amazing.
A good life.
You're amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Bye.
NPI.
NPI.
With NPI.
NPI, Network Professionals International.
Suncoast NPI. Hi, I'm Ben Kogenauer with Mangrove Realty. I've been in real estate for over 10 years, and with my company Mangrove Realty for over 8 years. Joined NPI about 3 years ago, and it's been a terrific resource for me to help me grow my business and grow myself as a business owner.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.Dittman with Brightway Insurance, the Dittman Agency, and I do property and casualty insurance. I started with NPI in 1995.
Hello, I'm Paul Friedlander. I am the account executive with Total Title Solutions. I've been involved with NPI now for just a little over a year.
My name is Sarah Shupp, and I am a banker at Synovus in Oldsmar, Florida. I have been a member of NPI for 2 years now, and I am about to start my 3rd year with them.
Hi, I'm Robert Pellini with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I'm a residential realtor and I've been with NPI, Network Professionals International, for 2 years.
Suncoast NPI motivates me every week to grow my business and impact my community. I become better as a business owner every week, every meeting. I learn something new every meeting. I get something out of every meeting.
One of the biggest things that stands out to me is the family aspect of it. I'm not just going to breakfast with people that I don't know. I'm going to breakfast with people that I know, like, and trust. And I know that when I refer one of my customers of influence, that they are going to be in good hands. And it's not going to be a write-off, no call back, no show kind of thing.
Honestly, the relationships are great, but they're second to the results that you get. In fact, just this year alone, I've gone from number 8 in the office to number 1.
NPI is unique in the sense that the first time I walked into the chapter that I belong to, there were about 20 to 25 people in that chapter. Normally a small chapter, but I knew the people in there. I knew the power of the synergy that was in that room, and what that has related to over the last year has related to over $34,000 in thank you for closed business back to me.
Or every week that I meet with the friends and family that I've gotten to know, and we pass referrals. This year alone, I've closed over $40,000 in referrals from my NPI chapter.
Hi, my name is John Marshall. I'm the owner of Suncoast NPI. We're a locally owned, seat-specific, world-class, 28-year young referral networking organization with a community look and feel. As the owner, I'm not so much interested in the membership check. I'm interested in the member. We're here to make money as members, but more importantly, we're here to give back to the community and to make it a better place to live, work, and play.
My dad is the owner of Suncoast NPI, and as he always says, when we pull together, we all win!
Wow, time flies when you have amazing people up here on the show. Again, John Marshall, Suncoast NPI ITV. We're back and couldn't be more delighted. Cyrus was amazing. Jennifer was amazing. So they set the bar kind of high for you, Mr. Friesz, but I know you got it in you. Yep. So I have across from me Matt Friesz, and I am tickled to death to have him sitting here. I've known this man for, I don't know, 7 years, 6 years, and you know, he hasn't been a Suncoast NPI member that long, but I've known him from church. I've gotten to know him in the community, and as we talk about individuals that we're looking for in NPI, people that are true rock stars in their category, and you're going to talk about your business here in just a second, and you are amazing at what you do. People that have a servant's heart. I knew that before I knew your business, right. And you are an amazing man, somebody I look up to, and actually I feel like we can hold each other accountable at times. Amazing man, amazing businessman, amazing father, husband. Thank you. Yeah. Brother in Christ. You bring it all to the table. So I really am excited about our little bit of time here that we have together. Good. And committed to the commitment. So thanks for being here, Matt.
My pleasure.
So
and ditto right back at you, Father, man of God, all that stuff. Really, I appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, every day. Yeah. So tell me about Matt Friesz. I know you pretty well. The folks out here, we got a lot of folks that are leaning in, pressing in. We're seeing Facebook Live popping up here. So tell us about Matt and what's going on. So
Matt has been married for 20 years. He has 2 beautiful children. He is an entrepreneur. You know, I've owned 3 different businesses in the last 20 years. I love being an entrepreneur. You know, now I'm learning how to be a businessman.
Yes,
right. There's a big difference between that.
Is.
You know, I love people. I love learning and getting out and you know, having friends, and
right.
I'm just a all around, I think, a nice guy.
Yeah, no, and that's for sure. So let's dive into a little bit. So your company, I think you've been maybe 5 years. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So let's dive into your company a little bit. So tell us about Properly Inspected.
Right, Properly Inspected is a 3-person team at the moment. Like you said, we've been open for 5 years now. I'm currently looking for new inspectors, a new office assistant. I have 3 interviews today.
Awesome.
It's great. So things are moving good. You know, we are, as far as I'm concerned, one of the best home inspection companies in the Tampa area, and that has been one of my goals.
Right.
You know, a lot of things that we do differently. Well, number one, I think, you know, is I love what I do, and
Right.
it's not necessarily jumping in attics every single day, but I love helping people out.
Gotcha.
And buying a home is one of the biggest investments that a lot of people will do in
Absolutely.
their lifetime. So
Absolutely.
it's very important to me, and I understand, that this is a huge commitment. And I inspect each and every house like it's my own property.
Like it's your own.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I think you got a little bit right there on like motivation. You want to dive into that a little bit further? Like kind of like what motivates you and
Sure. Yeah, success motivates me. And what I mean by that is I want to be successful in my relationship with my wife, with
Absolutely.
my children, with my friends, with my business. I want,
awesome.
My relationship with God. That's not.
Amen.
That needs to be a successful thing, but it's really important to me. And success or prosperity is a good word, right? I want to prosper with health, and so that's what motivates me. It's just to be successful in the things that I do. Another thing that motivates me is hanging out with NPI members. People who are entrepreneurs and who are business like-minded, that really motivates me because I am constantly learning.
Right.
I love hanging around people who are more successful than I am. I believe every successful person, has somebody that they're either being mentored by or coached by.
Right.
And so that really motivates me, is hanging around other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's well said. I mean, I've heard it said in different circles, right? So difference between, you and I, from now to 5 years, a lot of people say it's the books that you read and the people you associate with.
Yeah.
And so you hit it on the ladder with, being around like-minded people that are, and again, to have a servant's heart, that are looking to help, to encourage you and lift you up and help you to grow and dream big, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And be successful and prosper in different areas, and whatever that means for you, right? Doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be the 18 mansions throughout the world,
Yeah.
right? So how about some differentiation? So there are a lot of home inspection companies out there,
Yeah.
but there's only one Matt Friesz, and there's only one properly home inspection.
Right. And I'm going to revert back to I love what I do. And there are other inspection companies out there that love what they do.
Right.
But as far as I'm concerned, it's about the people, and I'm just innately I love people.
Right.
God has given me that favor to love people, as hard as it can be sometimes.
No, I hear you.
My company is a faith-based company. We're fully staffed. We're not a one-man show or one-person show, right? So I have an office manager who handles the phones and handles the calendar, while myself and my other inspector can be in the field inspecting and writing reports.
Right.
So we're able to focus out in the field without the distraction of a phone.
Right.
Other things that make us different, my personality.
Right.
I'm a very even-keeled person.
You are that.
Realtors really like the fact that I'm not an alarmist.
Right.
And I try to teach that to my other inspectors as well. You just take a breath, speak slowly, don't be alarming.
Right.
And it's taken some bumps and bruises to learn that, because realtors they can be tough cookies. Yeah, really.
Got to have it today.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, realtors work and their butts off.
Yeah,
they really do. So, personality. We use state-of-the-art inspection software.
Okay. Like what? You want to share about a little bit more about that?
We use HomeGauge, and really they are just a state-of-the-art system. My reports are beautifully, laid out, very comprehensive. I'm able to put 360-degree photos in every report. I'm able to put video in my reports.
Nice.
That right there, I think, separates us from a lot of the companies in town here. Especially the 360 videos. That's something new.
Okay.
Pretty sure we're the only ones who are doing it right now.
Very cool.
But it's catching on real quick.
Gotcha. That video thing. It's catching on everywhere.
That's right.
We're doing this TV show.
Yeah. We have a function in our software that's called the repair request list, which realtors are really loving. And what that is the client and the realtor receives the report after the inspection's been done. They can open up the repair request list, and that allows them to take the first picture in the summary that has my comments, my recommendations. They have 4 options on the right side of the page: either leave it as it is, repair it, replace it, or request monetary compensation. They click that button, it takes them right down the summary, puts it into a beautiful PDF format so they can email it or attach it to their addendum, send it to the sellers, the listing agent, whatever.
Interesting.
Realtors are loving it.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah, that wasn't how mine was when I bought my house here. Right. That's for sure.
Right.
So, yeah, that's very cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
How about you want to talk a little bit about like how you got to where you're at today?
I do, but let me talk a little bit more about what differentiates.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Man,
hey,
see, that's what I get. You know, I'm like.
I wrote this real small chicken scratch.
Yeah,
I need
so
to use my glasses.
you don't use your glasses there?
Hey, so we can take care of Spanish-speaking clients.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is great. Allie, our office manager, speaks fluent Spanish.
Okay.
George, Jorge, speaks Spanglish, but he can get around. So that is something that is going to make us different.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's more and more, right? And I didn't know Allie was fluent.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Yeah, so I apologize about getting ahead of the curve.
Because
hey, the glasses were all there.
Question?
So how did you really get to where you are today?
Right. Again, I've been an entrepreneur forever, and I've owned a couple different businesses. The difference between those businesses and this business is I have a business advisor. And I'm going to give a shameless plug to the Carly Group. Carly Group? Yep.
I know the Carly Group.
Yeah, and they have helped me for the last 4 years build this business to where it's at. Backing up, I was a professional musician for a long time. I was a pastor for a long time.
Yep.
And doing those, being in those professions, I didn't make any money being a rock star.
Right.
And I didn't make any money being a pastor. So I had to supplement my income, and I had friends who were contractors. So over the last 20, 25 years, I have been in and out of construction.
Gotcha.
And when we moved down here, I started doing handyman stuff. I started working kitchen and bathroom remodels. I did a couple roofing jobs.
Right.
And I saw these guys walking around with a notepad and a camera.
Right.
And while my back was killing me and my knees were killing me, I said, that's what I'm going to do. And so, so 5 years ago, I opened up Properly Inspected. And like I said, the business advisor is key.
Wow. Do you want to go there at all? I mean, I know Michael and Mary Carly. I love them. They're great people, and they definitely have the servant's heart, and they're smart, and intelligent, wise, and humble.
I do want to go there.
So
any business, service business here in the Tampa Bay area, I definitely recommend you getting a hold of the Carly Group. They're very committed to helping small businesses grow.
Yeah, kudos. I don't deny that at all. I know them, and I've had conversations with them many times, and I love them. And so we're gonna wrap up. We got about like a minute.
Yeah.
And you want to go there with NPI for a second? Because you know me.
Yeah.
I've been working on you for a while.
Right.
I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Right, and I was involved in another networking group, which is a great group. Yeah, you finally hook, line, and sinker.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what did it was the
was
the focus on community service. I think that's super important.
Gotcha.
And which is something that the other network does not do.
Gotcha.
But I'm so glad I joined NPI. Not only am I making new relationships with great business owners, there's plenty of room to grow.
Right.
And yeah, it's a rock star.
I love it.
Networking group.
I love it. So I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, there's a short list of a few of you folks that I've been hounding on, and you're one of them. And again, because we're not everybody, right? So we always look for rock stars in the category. That's you, Matt Friesz, and I have the servant's heart, and I knew it, and you just said it here, and that are committed to make this thing thrive. You're a man of God, and you're start what you do.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. Suncoast NPI, when we pull together.
We all work together.
Hey, come on, we all win.
I'm new to NPI.